Keith, hi everybody. Looking out at our road conditions, you can tell it's been a mild few days. We still have some roadways looking a little wet, but we have been mostly slick free. I guess we saw that during the morning rush hour yesterday, an improvement over Mondays where we did still have several spin out crashes. This is a look at 35 at Larpenteur Avenue. So right now, starting to see some of those interstates with a greater volume, I guess, heading on out. But so far, we don't have any big backups or congested spots you need to worry about. Looking at our map, we're seeing a lot of green across the board. That means we're moving at the posted speed or better. That's on the north side of town where we tend to see activity getting underway earliest. 35E, 35W southbound traffic in that southbound side, starting to see things building there. But nothing major. 94 coming from Wisconsin to Minnesota. Traffic flow looking good. Plenty of room to move on the south side of town as well. A reminder, we still do have a closure around that water main break that happened in Hennepin Avenue and 2nd Street last Thursday. We did open yet another lane of Hennepin Avenue, so things have improved in this area, but still prepare for some delays there as one of those lanes of southbound Hennepin is still closed. Some interesting news coming out of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration this morning. The U.S. Department of Transportation is proposing a new minimum sound requirement for hybrid and electric vehicles. So we've heard of making sure you don't make things too loud because it can be irritating. This time they're saying these cars need to be louder to help keep our pedestrians safe. So a little bit of an interesting discussion topic today. If you want to chat with me about it, just come join me on my Facebook page. Guys?
Thank you, Kelsey. Coming up.
Break last Thursday, and the good news is we did reopen one lane of southbound Hennepin Avenue, so hopefully that'll ease up some congestion. But still impacting southbound Route 6. That's the public transportation side of things, so keep that in mind if you do ride the bus. All right, guys, back to you.
All right,
okay.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Got to get over it to get through the rest of the week, but you're doing all right, and the weather at least is cooperating today. Mild temperatures means some more melting out on our roadways, so some wet roads, but nothing slick like we saw even as recent as Monday morning. Check out the breeze, too. You may need to keep a tight grip on that wheel as you make your way down the roadway, especially if you're sitting in one of those higher vehicles. I felt myself being blown against as I was traveling to work, and I think Mother Nature's telling me to turn around, but I didn't. Here I am. In the Northwest Metro 94 at Highway 101, eastbound traffic continues to build. We're still seeing some nice traffic flow. So for those of you who travel from maybe as far as St. Cloud through that Monticello into Rogers area, you're looking pretty good so far. We'll see the backup start a little bit later this morning. Here's a look at 494 as you travel southbound at Fish Lake Road. Southbound traffic continuing to build. Northbound side fairly quiet. A lot of room to work out there, a lot of room to move. So for right now, pretty quiet day. Halfway through the work week, we're seeing some of our warmest temperatures, and that means we'll have some moisture on the roadway, some melting going on, but finally that slick factor not really out there at this hour. We're flowing along traffic-wise. 169 at Bass Lake Road, checking it out. We do see southbound traffic continuing to build here, but so far no brake lights. We still have plenty of room to move there. Also to the crosstown at Tracy Avenue, hoping for a better day here after yesterday. We saw some added congestion on the eastbound side in this area through Edina into Bloomington as a result of a crash that happened 494 in the Southwest Metro, and many of you were taking this as your alternate route. We are seeing our jam cams blowing around a little bit, indicating the winds are strong. Even as I was driving to work today, I felt an extra tight grip on the wheel was necessary. Here at Cedar Avenue and Cliff Road, northbound traffic continues to build. We still are seeing the crowding in the starting stages. We're not really slowing quite yet. That seems to always be an issue during the morning rush hour, doesn't it? Coming up, I'll tell you about our gas prices, which have been on the decline in recent days, and I think you'll like today's news there as well. Guys?
Right. Thank you, Kelsey.
Time of year where the snow starts to melt and it looks all brown and gross out there, but at least on our roadways it provides just some maybe wet roads, but none of those slippery surfaces we were dealing with even as recent as Monday. We started out with our Wednesday morning commute looking pretty good, and then all of a sudden the two first crashes we had hit 169. So we're looking right now 169 on the north side here, literally just over County Road 81. We have a crash on the southbound side. A couple lanes of traffic were blocked for a short time, now pulled over to the right shoulder. Traffic flow not too bad in this area, but if you do encounter some delays approaching this, you'll know why. 169, this is down a little farther south as you're traveling northbound. It looks like a vehicle slid off the road into the ditch, now pulled out with a patrol on the side. With it, I think we're waiting for a tow truck, which as we're watching live, it's just arriving. Perfect timing. Checking out 494 at Penn Avenue westbound traffic. Definitely crowding here already, seeing those reduced speeds. Hopefully, though, a better day on 494, especially in that Bloomington corridor and over into the Eden Prairie area. Having a max sound limit. Someone telling you, turn it down, it's too loud. But The National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration is tweeting about a new proposal from the U.S. Department of Transportation, proposing new minimum sound requirements for hybrid and electrical vehicles. Basically, guys, they're saying these vehicles are too quiet and pedestrians, those who maybe are blind, can't hear them coming. So they're working on trying to make cars a little louder. You don't hear that every day.
Oh yeah, I have that with my own issue with my car when I'm in a parking lot.
People.
Hybrid, yeah.
Good day, everybody. Thanks for waking up with the Fox 9 Morning News. I'm Kelsey Soby. If you're traveling today, we're still looking at some decent driving conditions, especially considering construction season is pretty much wrapped up and we don't have the snow out there. So it's sort of this nice little break of mild temps. We have some wet roadways, but not a lot of slippery action like we saw as recent as Monday. We are looking, though, at an area where we did have a car go off the roadway. This is 169 northbound at Cedar Lake Road. No information as to what caused it to go off the road, but we do have patrol on the scene trying to pull that out, cleared out of the way, so that those of you traveling northbound 169 trying to exit here will be able to do so with a little more ease. Right now it looks like you definitely have to just crawl by there on the shoulder. 169 had another crash on it this morning as well. That has now been cleared. That's more on the north side of town. I'll show you that on our map in just a moment. But first, a few other spots. 94 eastbound at Brooklyn Boulevard. We had a crash here, but it looks like it's been pulled off the main line, making for actually a pretty unexciting event here, really. So let's go to another area where things are a little bit messier. This is 35E at County Road 96. So up in that White Bear Lake area, southbound traffic slowing as you approach the scene of a crash. We watch as an emergency vehicle just weaved through this traffic trying to get to and Plymouth 169. Our crash happened earlier at County Road 81 in the Brooklyn Park area, right over, I should say, the junction of County Road 81. So that has now been cleared away. Looking a little farther east, heavy traffic 36 westbound through Roseville, and a glance at your south side of town. Not too bad. A better day today on 494 than we had yesterday for sure. I'll have another update coming up in about 10 minutes, along with your gas prices update. We'll see you back here.
They're hopefully stress-free.
Hey, good morning, you guys, and good morning to all of you at home. Thanks for waking up with us and checking in. It's windy out there, as Keith's been talking about. Look at the cameras blowing around. Be sure you keep a tight grip on that wheel this morning. I definitely felt the wind resisting my drive to work. At first, I thought it was just me resisting that drive, but it was, in fact, the wind. Here's a look at 35E at County Road 96. I know it's a little windy to look at, but this is an important area to check out today. If you drive this route, White Bear Lake, heading through it on 35, you will be very slow due to a crash just south of D9 up at County Road 81, and then another one down 169 a little farther south by Cedar Lake Road. Both of those have now been cleared away. A little farther east, 35W southbound heavy traffic starting north of Highway 10, 694. We showed you one of those cameras showing we do have some reduced speeds there. 36 westbound, no crashes along that route, but still through Roseville about 20 miles per hour. The southeast side of town, if you're traveling 94 from Hudson over the river into Woodbury, we are seeing some good conditions there, starting to get in the downtown area. We have a little bit of that orange creeping up on us. Gas prices today, I think you'll like. It appears we're staying low, especially here in the Twin Cities. And we are finding the average here in the Twin Cities is about $2.90. That's a lot less than the national average of $3.27. And it looks like we're actually seeing cheaper prices over on the St. Paul side of the Twin Cities. So stay east for the cheaper prices. Right now it's 7:39. That means it's time to talk weather on the 9. Hey everyone, you're waking up with the Fox 9 Morning News, and we're glad you are, because there's a lot to tell you about today. Well, we have some mild weather, which means we have some mild traffic conditions, but I want to share some good news once in a while. Today, your drive looking pretty good. This is 169 at 36th Avenue. It's that enjoyable part of our year that doesn't come very often. Construction season, at least officially, has really wrapped up, and then we haven't had to deal with the snowfall. So there is a time period other than construction and snow, and we're in it. So those of you driving, you'll have some good driving conditions unless you come across a crash, which some of you will. Here though, 35E northbound smooth drive here at Highway 110 up toward the St. Paul area. Yes, we have some reduced speeds, but it's busy out there. A lot of people traveling around, but no unnecessary delays in this part of town. 394 eastbound, check out the flow heading toward downtown Minneapolis. Always nice to see the pretty skyline out there, making it you're heading crash at 96. So southbounders heading to the White Bear Lake area will find themselves putting the brakes on. In fact, right now, an estimated drive time of about 40 minutes from that Forest Lake split, traveling southbound down all the way to 694. Looking to the northwest, heavy traffic 169 southbound, and this is after we've cleared away 2 crashes, one that happened at County Road 81 in Brooklyn Park and one that happened down in Cedar Lake Road a little farther south. Here's a look at the south side of town for you. Definitely would say more of the activity on the north side. Today, a much better day on 494. Yesterday, we had 2 different crashes that slowed us down through Eden Prairie into Bloomington. Still some congestion there today. today, but not quite as bad. The time now is 7:58. We're going to take a quick break, but they always bring life into the studio.
They do bring life, and boas, and feathers.
And feathers everywhere. I have a feather on one of my little desk cubicle walls from a Klondike cake from Alan.
You hoping to collect enough to make your own boa?
I'm hoping. Maybe this is the year.
We all knew it.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, you guys.
Good morning. How's it looking out there?
It's great, actually, for the most part. I mean, you have your morning traffic, most definitely. We have one crash that's getting in the way, but it's still that time period where the snow isn't in our way. The White Bear Lake area now even crept up into Lino Lakes is where that congestion is beginning. The drive time, unfortunately, between that Forest Lake split down to 694, estimated to be about 35 to 40 minutes. In the Northwest Metro, 94 eastbound traffic coming in heavy Rogers into Maple Grove. Then it breaks up a little bit right in that Maple Grove area, only to slow once again if you take that route 494 southbound. Looking to the south side of town, check out the areas you're traveling through. You see those hot red and orange spots. That's where you know we have the biggest backups. 52 northbound pretty slow as you head from Concord up to 94. An interesting press release just receiving about some vehicles that may be going up for sale in Minnesota and why you should worry that they've maybe been through some flooding. I'll have details on that coming up in about 20 minutes. Right now, though, let's talk to Keith Marler about our weather. Everyone, we're looking at a pretty nice day out on our roadways because our weather is cooperating. Our construction season, despite it being so lovely outside, has mostly wrapped up for the season. So we're enjoying a nice break from a lot of the typical January congestion. In fact, look at the crosstown, shows you some nice movement, some beautiful sunshine. That wind, though, a factor. You're going to have a tight grip on the wheel today as you're traveling along, especially in some of those higher set vehicles. I felt definitely the pressure blowing against me as I was traveling to work this morning, so you may feel a little difference. Here, you are seeing some traffic relating to a crash that happened westbound on 94. A couple flashing lights in the distance, a little hard to see, but you see even those of you traveling toward that will not sit in any major backups. It's definitely a nice thing to see, especially during the morning rush hour. We're back to that. So we were really slow going. At one time, we were 40 minutes from Forest Lake split down to 694, but that is starting to ease up. Northwest Metro, if you're traveling through that area, starting to see some of that congestion ease up as well. Had a couple crashes on 169 earlier. Those have cleared. It's been a pretty crash-free morning. That's what happens when our roadways are wet, conditions are mild, and we don't have the slippery stuff out there so much. 494, a better day for those of you traveling through the Southwest Metro from Eden Prairie into Bloomington. Still some reduced speeds in that area. It's a busy Bloomington corridor, but not as bad as yesterday when we had a few different crashes. Also, we are dealing with that water main break still that happened last Thursday in downtown Minneapolis, but we have reopened some more of the lanes around that area at Hennepin Avenue and 2nd Street. In fact, we did open another one of the southbound lanes of Hennepin Avenue between 1st and Washington. But a bus detour still continues today. That's southbound Route 6. Those of you who have to board that in downtown Minneapolis, just a reminder, you want to board that on Hennepin between 3rd and 4th. So get this, I just received a press release from the Office of Communications from the Department of Public Safety for Minnesota and a warning to those of you who are shopping for used cars right now. Make sure you are looking for signs of flood damage. The Department of Public Safety warning that some of the cars that went through Hurricane Sandy could end up for sale in different parts of the country. I have some more information on signs to look for on my Facebook page, so go ahead and check that out. Tom?